Hi everyone, this is Grateful Lamar. I am back to do a video. And this video particularly involves an individual that I come to know over the years through my old behaviors and my old lifestyle. This gentleman you're looking at here, his name is Anthony. Anthony is 46-year-old male. He has kind of had a rough lifestyle. Anthony is actually a great musician. He has recorded some music. He is very talented. He's a very talented artist, hip hop artist. And he kind of fell on some tough times over the years, lost parents, had relationships that didn't go through as well as he would have liked them to go. And he's kind of been soul searching. In the midst of him soul searching, he actually was caught up in a few things, primarily involving criminal lifestyle and behavior. There is no secret that in the lifestyle of addiction and comes with the criminal lifestyle and behavior. And what this individual here has been experiencing over the years is relapse and recidivism. And so recidivism being an individual going back out to the criminal lifestyle to either cope with things that are going on in life or to actually support the habit of the substance abuse. And so what I'm here to talk about mainly is how do we deal with a high risk individual who at the ease as at best of me explaining it, it's very easy to go back around the crowds. We go back around and partake in the process of recidivism. And so I got a chance to after I say about 16 years run into Anthony at an event that a church was having involving men in a treatment center. Anthony actually was in the treatment center himself, and I was very excited to see him. I'm almost 2 years clean, so I felt like, this was a great opportunity for him to, start something new, something fresh. I don't see too many people that I was in my addiction with that are still alive. I mean, that's just what happens in the lifestyle of addiction and criminal behavior. So with this being said, I met him on a very pivotal day, and I'm going to explain this to you, what happened. So as you see here, if you're looking at the photo, this is the day that Anthony went up to the front when there was an altar call, and he decided to turn his life over and wanted to get baptized. This picture is from after service. On the way out the door, he was going back to the treatment center. He said the pastor had scheduled for him next week to be baptized. At the end of service, I did see him. We talked for a few minutes. We told each other, this is full circle. This is a spiritual moment where we both could be moving in aligned in the same directions. And we shook hands, and that was it. I kind of wish at this point I had given him my number. But he said he was leaving in a week. He didn't say where he was going or what he was doing, but I was really looking forward to seeing him at a meeting. Usually what happens is some of the guys stay in the program, they go on an intensive outpatient care, and then they go directly kind of like across the street or not too far away from the treatment center, where they actually start to the reliving process of the recovery. So I thought he would be at one of the meetings that they have at that facility, but to no avail. The opportunity wasn't there. So here's where things kind of turn. So from here, I contacted, a few months later, he was on my mind. I contacted the pastor of the church, and I said, do you remember that young man that you baptized? Trying to find him. I think his name starts with an A. Now, the reason why I say it starts with an A, because I've known him as a street name. So I didn't know at the time his name was Anthony. So I was calling him his street name. But I can remember it started with an A. So I tell the pastor, I said, I think it starts with an A, and not sure. I said, never mind. Well, if I think about the name, then I'll text you, then you probably let me know. So I got a text back from the pastor saying, you mean Anthony? I said, yeah, Anthony. So he gives me his full name, actually. So I decided to go on Google. And I put his whole name in. And immediately, there was a photo of Anthony. There was a photo of Anthony, of him in another state committing a fraudulent crime with a bank. And so immediately I flashed back to the last time I seen him at the church event. And I thought to myself, what point do you stress going from, where you want to be in this spiritual level and you're getting ready to get out of treatment and you got people to go see and lives to go back to? How do you prevent, or how do you educate someone on high-risk behavior, recidivism, and relapse? How do you embed that into someone's mind? Now, quick story, I seen him in my addiction, and it was a brief crossing, and I yelled out his street name. He saw me, I saw him, and we shook hands and dapped, and then we went about our ways. On the flip side of us both being clean, we ran into each other at a stable position where you've been in the treatment, you've heard the same information I've heard, you have the same opportunities and choices that I've made. And recidivism and high risk decision making has ultimately worked its way into your life. And the same thing happens with drugs, happens with the recidivism, that, you get these impulsive ways to wanting to do things that you shouldn't be doing, the people you're going around, people, places, and things of that nature. But this is something that happens far too often, where we get into these conversations about how to deal with recidivism and relapse. And the only suggestion that I have is that it has to become a lone behavior and a choice within the person. So ultimately it comes down to choice. Are you comfortable living in that position where you know what's going to happen, you know the outcome, there's no way of doing it. And sometimes behavior without drugs or behavior without drugs involving that is the whole idea of getting away with something is actually an adrenaline rush for some people. The whole actually idea of being too real. It's kind of like when being too real goes wrong situation. I hope to God that this guy, Anthony, finds his way. There's so many people like him, and all we can do is pray for people like this. This is Grateful Lamar. Stay encouraged.